Hello and welcome. In this module, we'll explore the institutional landscape that supports third country nationals or TCN in their journey through vocational education and training and towards labour market integration. Across Europe, you'll get a clear and practical overview of who's doing what in different countries and where the gaps are. Let's start by understanding why this mapping matters. Integrating third country nationals into training and employment isn't just about offering courses or jobs. It's about building a network of support that includes public institutions, training providers, NGO, employment agencies, and employers. Knowing how this ecosystem works and where it breaks down helps us improve access, avoid duplication, and create better pathways for integration. In the GoToThat project, each partner mapped the key actors in their country following a shared structure. Let's look at what we found, starting with Belgium. In the country, the structure of support for third country nationals is dense and well developed, especially in Wallonia. You'll find key actors like LeForm, the Regional Public Employment Service, IFAPME, which offers dual training for adults and youth, SPW Employment and Training, which funds employment policies, and the CRI Network Regional Integration Centres, which coordinate integration paths, language training, civic education, and socio-professional orientation. Even THEDASL centres, which host asylum seekers, now provide training referrals and partnerships with NGOs. What makes Belgium stand out is its focus on coordination. There are platforms like the Consultation Wallon, where all integration actors meet, local integration platforms, which coordinate case-by-case services at municipal level, and the PFIPM, a broader francophone platform for civil society dialogue on migration. On the training side, Belgium offers diverse options. Reading and Writing and EPS for Literacy and Adult Education CISP centres, providing personalised, job-oriented training, and of course, the strong public vocational education and training system from LeForm and FAPME. What's really working in Belgium are the partnership projects. Springboard to Employment helps low-skilled migrants access job training and internships. Another model connects CRI, CISP, and employers to co-design short courses tailored to real job offers. Sectoral organisations like Constructive and Phoebe are engaging directly to bring third country nationals into construction or healthcare sectors. But there are challenges too. Services are often fragmented, and the roles of public versus NGO actors overlap. Employers are not consistently involved early in the integration path, and although third country nationals do participate in some platforms, their voices are still consultative, not decision-making. Also, one big gap is the lack of a central multilingual digital platform to help newcomers navigate services, an improvement that could make a real difference. In short, Belgium has the pieces of a strong puzzle, but still needs better connection and inclusion to complete the picture. Let's move now to Cyprus, where the system supporting third country national integration into vocational education and training and employment is growing, but still facing big structural limitations. The Human Resource Development Authority, or HRDA, is the main national actor for vocational training. It doesn't run courses directly, but it subsidises over 250 private training providers. The problem? Most of the training is in Greek, which immediately creates a language barrier for many third country nationals. Other key institutions include the Ministry of Interior, which oversees asylum and migration services, and the Ministry of Labour and Social Insurance, responsible for job matching, permits, and access to social security. The Ministry of Education also plays a role, offering vocational programs like MIEK and evening technical schools. But again, most of the education is not accessible unless the learner has a strong core command of Greek. So where do third country nationals find real support? Often, it's NGOs and municipalities that make the difference. Organisations like the Cyprus Refugee Council and foundations such as the Nicosia Municipality Multifunctional Centre provide legal help, job guidance, and informal education. One really interesting initiative is the Help Refugees Work platform, launched with support from UNHCR. It connects refugees with training providers and employers, a great example of how tech and partnerships can bridge the gap. Despite these efforts, Cyprus still faces serious gaps. There's no ratified integration strategy, even though a national plan was drafted. Coordination between ministries, municipalities, and NGOs is weak and inconsistent. Many third country nationals, especially asylum seekers or migrant workers, are excluded from subsidised training, and culturally sensitive counselling and multilingual information are still hard to find. So, Cyprus has active players and promising tools, but the system lacks cohesion, continuity, and language inclusivity, which makes access to vocational education and training and employment more difficult than it should be. Now, let's look at Germany, where the system supporting third country nationals is large, well-resourced, and highly structured, but also a little overwhelming. Germany works across 3 levels: federal, regional, and local, with many actors involved. At the top, you'll find institutions like the Federal Ministry of Labour, the Federal Ministry of Education, and the Federal Office for Migration and Refugees, or BAMF. BAMF runs integration courses, combining language with civic education. Meanwhile, the Federal Employment Agency, together with regional job centres, provides job counselling, skills assessment, and even financial support for vocational training. And then there's the dual system, Germany's well-known mix of school-based learning and company apprenticeships. It's a huge asset for integration, and many third country nationals take part in it through vocational schools, chambers of commerce IHK/HWK, and local businesses. Support doesn't stop there. Adult education centres, private providers, and NGOs like Caritas, AWO, and Diakoni offer everything from mentoring to legal counselling, language classes, and psychosocial support. There are also targeted programmes like My Turn, helping migrant women re-enter the labour market, Welcome Pilots connecting TCNs with apprenticeships, and IQ Network, a national programme linking employers, training providers, and migrant organisations. Despite all this, the system isn't perfect. Many services are fragmented. Federal, regional, and local actors don't always coordinate well. In rural areas, access to support is limited, and migrant-led organisations often struggle with visibility and funding, even though they're essential community bridges. So yes, Germany has a powerful system, but it requires navigation skills, cultural sensitivity, and stronger collaboration to truly serve all third country nationals effectively. What about Spain now? A country with a rich institutional framework for third country national integration, but one that still faces challenges when it comes to coordination and consistency. At the national level, the key players include the Ministry of Education and Vocational Training, which promotes inclusive education, dual vocational education and training programs, and initiatives to reduce language and cultural barriers. The Ministry of Labour and Social Economy, which manages employment programs and supports vulnerable groups like migrants. And the Ministry of Inclusion, Social Security, and Migration, which handles residence permits and broader integration policies. Spain also relies heavily on regional actors. Each autonomous community, such as Catalonia or Andalusia, has its own regional employment institutes. These local bodies develop and manage training and employment programs tailored to the specific needs of their territories. One of the central public employment actors is SEPE, the National Employment Service, which offers job orientation, training courses, and EU-funded programs targeting migrants. But beyond the public sector, Spain also benefits from strong NGO involvement. Organizations like Cruz Roja Española, CEAR, a CCEM, and many local associations provide a full range of services: legal advice, counseling, vocational training, and cultural cultier orientation. In fact, many vocational education and training pathways are delivered in partnership between public training centres, NGO, municipalities, and even employers. For example, some private accredited centres offer dual training modules designed with businesses. NGOs help recruit third country nationals, support language learning, and assist with certification and internships. These cross-sector collaborations help third country nationals build both the skills and confidence they need to succeed in the labour market. There are also interesting consultation structures, like the Permanent Labour Market Observatory, interministerial technical groups on international labour mobility, and platforms where migrant representatives participate in designing programmes, even if their involvement is still limited in many regions. But despite the strong structure, coordination remains a weak point. Different institutions often duplicate services, and there's little data sharing between systems. This makes it hard to track individual progress or build truly personalised pathways. There's also a need to better support vulnerable groups, like migrant women, youth, and undocumented people, and to close the digital divide, especially in advanced training and job matching systems. So, Spain has many resources and a proactive attitude, but unlocking its full potential requires better connections between levels, stronger migrant participation, and more flexible, responsive services. Let's head north to Sweden, a country known for its flexible education system and commitment to inclusive policies. In Sweden, adult education is central to the integration process. One of the most important actors is Komvux, the municipal adult education system. It offers vocational training and Swedish language instruction, often tailored to local labour market needs. There's also SFI Swedish for immigrants, a national programme that provides free language courses, often integrated with vocational modules, especially in areas like healthcare, logistics, or construction. The Swedish Public Employment Service coordinates job matching, guidance, and access to labour market training. They work in partnership with municipalities, migration authorities, and civil society. A standout feature in Sweden is the focus on cross-sectoral collaboration. Programs like IOKAS FI combine vocational Swedish with hands-on job skills. Others, like YFI or SFX, are designed for migrants with professional backgrounds: doctors, engineers, teachers,